With every new season of anime, it seems like we just get more and more shows, and it's gotten to the point where studios will practically be cranking out these shows like a machine. So with the environment of anime today, has the medium become generic? Hello everyone, this is RPG Monger, and I don't know about you, but all the time I see people who say, for example, oh, I only watch Dragon Ball and JoJo because everything else is waifu trash. So you know what, just for those people, this video is for you. So first and foremost, let me just say, on a certain level, I can understand where these people come from because if you only look at the surface, yes, a lot of what comes out today does appear to be trash, as a lot of people call it, for example. I remember when I first saw the description for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Like, once I saw the title, I automatically judged it as just being one of those anime. You know the ones. But in reality, it ended up being one of the most enjoyable last season, creating a fanbase that I honestly did not see coming. Like, seriously. Though, to be fair, it was produced by Kyoto Animation, so couldn't really expect any more or less, huh? It's a shame too, because I see people judge it by its cover to this day. But let me get back on topic, huh? Over time, without a doubt, anime has evolved, like every entertainment medium tends to do, and as a symptom of this, production of it has steadily increased as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Like, if you go back to the seasonal anime of the 90s, while yes, a lot of our favorite classic shows were born at this time, not a lot of anime came out per season. If anything, the anime that would come out were rarely only one season long, but 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and even ongoing till this day. Over time, as more and more studios have come to be, the medium is frankly saturated with new flashy anime every season. Hell, I'm even watching 12 new anime right now, and they're all from this current season. If it were the 90s, there would sometimes not even be 12 new anime out. Like, they'll say that the classics only come from that time, and frankly, just give it another 10 years and shit like Angel Beats will be regarded as an all-time classic that will never be topped. And frankly, it is amazing, but you get my point. Remember how I said most anime in the 90s were over 1 season long? Well, most of the time, those exact anime are the ones that people describe as, they just don't make them like this anymore. But you want to know why people say that? It's simple. The nostalgia factor. The ultimate judge over what we like or dislike, no matter the odds. Like, I swear, 50% of the time when I see these people who shut out all anime and only say so-and-so is good, it's probably because they grew up with that exact show. Though, you know, don't get me wrong. If that's all you want to watch, that's your deal, not mine. Do whatever you want, honestly. But in reality, there are quite a few modern anime that are pretty, if not very similar to those explicit shows you call masterpieces. For example, take Drifters from last year, made by the same guy behind Hellsing, and believe me, that show was a classic for me and one of the best from last year along with the other greats. Oh, and another fantastic example would have to be Diamond is Unbreakable, whose manga debuted in that exact time you say the best stuff comes from. It really all comes down to actually searching and giving the willingness to experiment when necessary. Like, I won't lie, some of my favorite shows to this day just come from pushing aside those first impressions and just going with it. And I'm sure you're all familiar with at least one of these shows. Oh, but there is one comparison that is somewhat accurate that I see people make all the time. That is, yes, technically, fan service has increased in anime as time has gone on. There's no avoiding it. You'll be watching some normal-ass shonen anime for this shit to happen. Though it really is a matter of progression. Remember Code Geass? At the time, that fan service shown there was huge back then, but now, compared to the shit that comes out today, it really is nothing. As I said, it honestly is only a fraction of what comes out today, and you can still find tons of great shows if you actually want to find them. Maybe, however, you just prefer the style of the anime back then, right? It's no question that art styles in general have changed over time, for some series more than others. Well, fear not. We get reboots of old anime all the time, and while not all of them are the best thing ever, a good portion of them are fantastic. Hell, this year, we should be getting a new TV anime of Fooly Cooly, which, I don't know about you, but I am so hyped for that. Though, here's a little tip from me, your neighborhood Moogle. When you see an anime have the ecchi category, or you know, it has something like this in the first episode, you may just be better off not watching it, unless, you know, you're watching it for another reason. But even then, some anime with that tag have ended up being good. Just some of them though. But like, come on man, in no world is this a normal school uniform. Like, Come on. Though you know what? In the end, you can do whatever you want. I don't give a shit, like honestly. If you want to stay in your bubble of only one show and degrade other people for not watching that, it's cool. Just remember that you, my friend, are the textbook example of close-mindedness. You know what I really hate? And I swear, this is still on topic, bear with me here. Those people who just watch one anime and disregard everything else as not as good or plain garbage. Like, this happens way more than you think it does. And the people who think modern anime are trash are only part of the problem. There's a lot of people who will just see one modern anime and just regard it as the top of the entire medium, completely ignoring everything else, and looking down on those who just don't like it. Like a few years ago with Sword Art Online, and now with JoJo. The latter being very recent and getting worse by the day. Like, I hate to burst your bubble, but not everything that isn't JoJo is trash. Like, I can sympathize with those new fans who get into it, but more and more now I see these kinds of people coming in out of nowhere, and it really is quite worrying. And don't get me wrong, this does not encompass the entire JoJo fanbase. I know so many that are just chill people and they're awesome to talk with. Though believe me, these kinds of people are getting more number and are starting to outnumber the chill people. Like, I already said this once in my video on the dark side of the anime community, but I'll say it again. JoJo is not perfect. Believe it or not, just because some people like things other than it, that's completely normal. Respect their decisions and move on. I really hope this video enlightens at least a few people like this, but I know I can't always get everyone, so do me a favor, and if you know people like this, talk some sense into them for me. Or you know, maybe just send them this video, huh? And totally not telling you to promote this video, huh? No, not at all. Though I digress. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, do subscribe, and today's cool thing of the day is Angel Beats. I mentioned it briefly earlier in the video as one of the anime that the elitists of tomorrow will say nothing can top, but honestly, it has got to be one of the best this decade. Like, if you haven't seen it, you absolutely have to. It's quite the feel fest too, so be warned. So that being said, I'm the RPG Monger, and don't forget that each and every one of you are fantastic.